2 and 1.
What's up, dude?
We are live. Brandon?
We're back again.
We're back, baby. How you been?
I've been good, man. How about you?
I think we're like on episode 300. What is it?
Who knows? We're
Who
going.
knows? We lost track after the first one.
We're just having too much fun.
Hey guys, we love you. We miss you. We're very excited to be back. I feel like it's been at least like 2 years, but it's really only been like 2 months. I miss the engagement.
Meeting new people.
Yeah, exactly. We recently just got new shirts out.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Ring the little bell on the icon, and check out what we got. We got a lot of cool stuff coming. So tonight we have a very special guest.
Yes, we do.
He's the lead drummer of the Gershom Brothers band. He's also a longtime friend of the podcast.
Yes,
My
man.
first cousin, Tim Henry.
Let's go.
Woo, woo, woo.
What up, boys?
What's up, Timmy?
What up, yo?
Miss you, man.
Missed you.
Hey, man. Thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
How have you been?
Good. Tired. Good.
Yeah?
Living life, dude.
You're a busy guy, man.
I feel like it.
Man, I miss seeing you live at the concerts, man.
Yeah.
Since this Corona stuff, it's like,
Dude, it's been such a bummer.
yeah.
I know it's for a reason. I hope it's for a reason. But it's been a bummer. It's
Yeah.
like one thing. I saw like a meme or something, and it was like, do you miss it? And it's like, miss what? It's like the first thing you thought of when I asked you that question, and I'm like, music.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. I was like, oh yeah. I can go back to it right now.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah.
Especially entertainment, music. It's like everything just kind of got put on a... Like,
a
you were the
hold.
highlights of our summers.
Yeah.
That was actually an allergy sneeze?
Get away. No, but I was always jealous of him because he'd always hit me up. Hey, let's go. We're gonna go to Marble. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not 21 yet, though.
Dude.
Your
So,
concerts was fun,
yeah.
man. Yeah,
But
you
now I'm
guys...
21. I'm like,
I mean, just a little backstory. The Gershom Brothers, you're the oldest. It's 3 brothers. So you're the drummer, Tyler's the singer and lead guitarist. Or Trent's the lead guitarist,
Trent's
right?
the guitar, Tyler's bass and guitar.
Yes, exactly. And right off, you don't see very many bands that are 3 brothers that are engaged,
Yeah.
grew up together, and that are in a band together. I mean, you hear of the Jonas Brothers and like stupid stuff like that, but you guys are like a full-on band. Like, you guys each have your own skills, and you guys kind of broke free here in the state of New Mexico,
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. We all kind of grew up playing music and dabbling in it a little bit, and then one day we decided to try it out, and it ended up being becoming a thing, which is kind of weird.
Did you guys think it was going to be a thing when you guys first went out there and kind of did your thing, or were you guys just kind of like, let's just see how it feels?
No, we were just trying to have some fun, and when we're old, we get to say, "Oh man, remember we did that? We got to do that for one time in our lives," and
Right.
then
That's awesome.
and then that. I said a main goal of it was like to keep doing that, is to keep making a memory. Like, hey, remember we did that? Hey, remember we did that? And I mean, it hasn't really changed.
That's good, man. That's a good reason.
Yeah.
Those moments keep happening. So
Yeah, keep creating them, man.
Yeah.
So, quick question: What's the reason why you guys chose the name Gershom Brothers? Is
Yeah.
there like a story behind that, or is there like a...
Oh yeah, there's meaning behind it.
Okay.
I mean, we've had checks made out to me for playing a show, Timothy Gershom, and I'm like, dude, I can't cash this check. You know what I mean? They're like, what do you mean? That's not your last name? This is like years into playing music, and everyone thought that was our last name, like Jonas Brothers or and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're like, no, that's not our name. And so it was weird coming back from a camping trip, and we had like a first show type thing, and so we were using like band name generators, because we needed a name for an introduction.
Yeah.
And so we're like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? And we started scrolling through all this stuff. We're like, this sounds so dumb. We didn't like any of it. And
you're like, what if it sticks? Like, whatever we pick.
Yeah.
it's like-
yeah, it was kind of like and it was a bigger place. And in one of the main breweries downtown, where there's always a crowd built in, so there's always people there. So we're like, dude, they're gonna hear whatever this is for the first time, and it's gonna stick. And so Gershom is biblical. Is Moses' son's name,
Okay.
and it kind of means like this is not your home. This is not your end destination.
Okay.
And then brothers, because we're brothers, and it kind of just made
That's
it easy.
cool. That's really cool.
That's
you know,
really dope. That's dope.
The meaning of it was kind of like cool because it related so much to like traveling and playing music.
Right.
Like you never have one goal. Like you always make a goal, and once you reach it, you're like, all right, now the next one.
Right.
So it's like that's never your end. You're never gonna stop.
Yeah, you gotta keep making goals. You know.
Yeah.
Once you hit one, make the next one, and then after that, like you don't wanna. And then like you said, like the memories, like that's something to live for. That's something to. That's a good reason to keep everything going, because really that's like what life. That's what we want. You know, at the end of our life, we want good memories with the people we love. We want to look back and be like, do you remember we did that show there? Like that person jumped on the stage, did something like those are all fun stories that you want to even tell your grandkids. You know?
Oh yeah.
And it's like worth it, don't you think? Like all the fame and all that, like that comes separate, but like the memories, that's a treasure right there.
Yeah, I feel like more than anything is like having that more than like things or you know what I mean, is that you get to say, oh man, we did that, remember that, you know. It's just kind of cool, and like to pass it on to generations, you know, is even cooler.
Stories live forever, man.
That's like pictures of them showing their grandkids.
Dude,
remember that one time, if we're not doing it then, remember that one time we did that, or I did this, you know what I mean? But maybe like some of the famous places we played won't be around by then, but we get to say, hey, these bands played in these places and we played there too. Check it out. You know,
I was talking to Tyler, and he said, I don't know what the place is, but I think Motley Crue played there.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope.
So the venues you guys were at, or what?
Well, we actually got to headline it.
Oh, nice.
So for tours, for every tour that we've done, which we've done three or four, I'll send like 1,000 emails to just everywhere I can. You know, dive bars, restaurants, whatever it is, parks. If they do live music on the weekends, I'll email all these places. And only like a handful of them will respond. And that's how we've done every tour.
Cool.
And so I was going through, you know, we were booking stuff up the coast into California, and I was like, dude, let's, you know, look into LA. Let's just see, you know what I mean? Because music scene's so hard to get into. That's like playing music in Nashville. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everyone there is a talented musician.
Yep.
And so I was like, I'm gonna hit up all the places on Sunset Boulevard, all the famous places that I know of. And so I just sent a bunch of emails, and the Whiskey A Go-Go responded, and this lady was super cool, and she's like, yeah, you know, let me know your dates. And I was like, we'll be passing through, we have a show further up the coast this day. I was like, if we could do it before that, you know, that'd be sick. And I didn't even think it would go anywhere. I thought she was just like,
you were kind of just having fun with it, like.
Yeah,
you know?
like whenever she responded, I freaked out. You know what I mean? I got an email back from them, and she's like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna send you. And it was kind of like, because we couldn't bring a crowd because we're not from there.
Right.
We had to pay to play.
Right.
Which we were like, dude, name your price. You know, we'll pay it just to say we played there.
Exposure is future, you know, clients and stuff. You know.
Yeah. And so we
just to get exposure from in a whole different state, it's huge.
Oh yeah, big time. So she ended up sending me a contract. I signed it. I sent her half the money up front, and we got our date booked. And she asked me, she's like, do you want to open for a band or do you want to headline? And I was like, how is that even a question that you're asking me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a choice? Like, of course I'm going to say headline. Who wouldn't? You know, that's like a goal for any musician.
Yeah, of course.
And so she's like, all right, you're all set. And she sent me, you know, the signed contracts and stuff, saying we were headlining and she was going to find the bands to open up for us. There were 3 bands before us, and yeah, like Motley Crue always headlined there.
That's sick.
Eminem in the 90s was there, which is kind of odd for like a rock and roll venue to have Eminem there, which I thought was super sick.
Those intimate, like even like smaller venues, like how you said Eminem started there and stuff. A lot of those artists wish those are like prime times in their careers.
Oh yeah.
You know, like you're always gonna remember that one venue there, because there's no better feeling than like being connected with the crowd. And like, yeah, like when you make it, you know, you have these big old roaring crowds, but really, like, there's nothing more than like being intimate and like everyone just in the room feeling it.
Yeah.
Because I know when I go to your concerts and stuff, I'm like, everyone here is so connected to their songs.
Yeah.
Like, there's no one here like just like here because they're like, everyone is there because they know you and they like you guys. And like as a musician, I feel like that's like prime time, dude.
Oh, dude, like even like. And being up there on a stage or wherever it is, you feel that.
Yeah.
You feel when people aren't really having it, and then you feel when people are. And it's not even like anyone saying anything or anything. It's just like, you know when that it's a good night, and then you play like extra good. You mean extra hard?
That's what I
whatever
was
it
just
is.
gonna ask. Like, does it like help with your performance, kind of?
Oh yeah.
Like, when you know, like everyone's engaged and feeling at you, like let's give them something extra.
Oh yeah. You know, hit the drums harder. You know, whatever it is.
Nice.
So like with the whiskey show, it's kind of funny because you know our good friend Tyler Kane went with us.
Oh
for,
yeah.
For a
He
couple
went on
of
tour with
weeks.
you guys.
Yeah.
He was telling me. He said he had a good time.
Dude, it's fun. It was a blast.
That's dope.
We got to travel together, you know, and then, but like for a show like the whiskey, the thought of like someone being in the crowd, that's so connected to music in any way, we're like, dude, you know, it changes from like a brewery show here at home to like a whole different
Yeah.
game.
It's
you know what I mean?
it's a culture shock, you know, culture change.
So we're sitting
Yeah.
there and we all kind of have our own like rituals for a show like that. Like these shows, we go and jam and have fun with people.
Mhm.
This one's like we have to perform, you know.
Right. This is like a first impression interview type.
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
And so we all kind of had our own thing, and my thing is just like, we don't really talk to anyone. You know, I'll just sit there with like a ball of water and just blast music. And then for that
What
show,
do you blast? Do you just depend on what? Like, do you have like certain songs you like?
Yeah.
Head PE. What do you listen to?
no, it's funny, the complete opposite.
Oh, so like Remedy, like type stuff, like calm. Like
For that show,
the main maybe.
no, not even. For that show, I remember the last band was on. They had one more song, and I put in my earbuds and I listened to "Loved" by Fresh Life Church. If you haven't heard it, it's super sick. And I was
I haven't heard that song, but I've heard
dude,
of them.
It'll give you chills. Give me chills now. And so I just sat there and I had it as loud as I could. And then the guy walked up and he's like, "All right, you're on." And so I started blasting. You know, we walk through the crowd. We get on stage, and the boys are tuning their guitars, and I still have it blasting. And then the boys turn around and look at me, and they're like, "All right, it's go time." So I'll pull out my buds. The song's still playing. Put it there, and then we started.
So you were literally listening to that till the moment you started hitting the drums.
Which for me, if I listen to like crazy stuff, which I like heavy music.
Yeah. Well, we were just bumping before this.
Yeah, I like stuff like that. That's like the kind of music I always listen to.
Yeah.
Even though I listen to everything, but I prefer that stuff. In that type of situation, my nerves are already going so much that that would just, I don't know if it would, but it like put me too much. And then I would get too nervous or too excited.
Yeah.
And I would either play too fast because I'm so excited.
Like you just go into that.
I'll just like get ahead of the music,
Yeah.
and then it'll be off time and sound bad. And I was like, we can't.
That's so crazy that you say that, because like when I used to do like sports, like wrestling and stuff like that, like people would love listening to music and stuff before. But I noticed every time I listened to like hardcore like stuff that you would think would get you pumped up, I would go in there too excited, and I would end up like messing up, or I would end up like, because I was just like you know what I mean? It's like it takes away from like your focus in a way.
Oh yeah.
You don't think about it like you would think it would get you more focused, but
you get in your own head.
That's kind of different.
It depends. Like with football, you just hear music and I want to go hit that guy.
Yeah.
But like if you gotta really think, it's like, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the person, because some people could probably headbang and like be totally
I'll
focused.
put a good Kanye song on, dude. Just before the walk the field before, in high school.
For football?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I love music. Like I was like whenever like it was my senior year, even all through high school, like I was in charge of like our walkout songs. Like for wrestling. Like I made the mix. Like I had a mix. Like remember you would make me CDs?
Dude.
Tim would make me CDs. I'm like, Tim, I want like 4 rap songs. I need 4 rock songs. Remember like driving in your Jetta like in high school?
Dude.
Tim had the CDs that had like, do you remember you could have like 100 songs?
Yeah.
And so Tim, if we wanted a song, Tim would just do, hold on, Josh, let me get to the right one. Before like iPods.
Yeah.
I remember that.
That was a fun car.
We were trying to find like Godsmack songs or something.
Chip the Rip, dude.
I feel good.
Yeah, dude. We're
Don't I
bumping
look
that.
stupendous?
Yeah, that's a good song.
That
But
was
yeah,
good.
so for the music thing, I had to like calm myself down, because I know I'd get too excited and then be like, and then it would all hit me, and I still don't think it has hit me. Like I don't feel any different that we played such a famous place.
Yeah.
But it's just like it was like a normal show afterwards, and we're like, oh, well, on to the next one. You know what I mean? It moved on so fast that it's like, oh yeah, we did do that, and then we look back on like videos and stuff, And we're like, oh dang, Led Zeppelin played there, and all the Doors and all these people have played there, and they're like, dude, that was actually a pretty big thing we did.
Yeah, and the fact not only that you just played there, you guys headlined a show.
Yeah,
like that's insane.
Yeah, I listen to music before music for a show like that.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's like I didn't know that. Like I've always wondered, like what do musicians listen to before they go play their music, or like what do they do? Do they just in silence? Like I don't know what I would do. I'd probably just be all awkward.
Yeah, it was funny because Tyler, it was this last April that we were in LA, and Tyler sent me a video of like on I think it was Snapchat, where it's like a reoccurring, this happened last year, 2 years ago, whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And he sent me a video, and he's like, this happened, it was last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it was us in the dressing rooms upstairs, and it was just dead silence. And he was like, kind of getting a video of us, and I was just sitting there with my arms crossed, just listening to music, and Tyler, of course, was pacing back and forth, and Trent was just kind of sitting there too, and he's like, dude, and he told me afterwards, he's like, how you guys were made me feel like when I was in wrestling again before a match. It's like just that, everything goes away for a second, and then you just get into it.
Like it's just you. Mm-hmm. Like you have to have those thoughts. Like,
it's nice.
Yeah, it is.
Those moments are like when you would feel like the most yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause there's nothing else going on.
You can't ask anyone like, hey, can you help me? Or hey, like you're going out there by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're not prepared, you're not prepared. You're gonna get exposed.
It's all mental.
Yeah.
Well, most of it's mental.
Yeah, it is. Do you think that's kind of made you like a better person, like just going through life, like kind of just dealing with like stuff like that nonstop, or is it more of like an escape from like real life? Like that's like you guys just like having fun out there. And
music to me kind of like took over the place of like skateboarding when I was young. Like get in a fight with my brothers or get in a fight with mom and dad. I would put on music and I'd go skateboarding. Music, even shows is like an escape because you're not thinking about anything. You're just for hometown shows, nothing too crazy, nothing too serious. It's just go have fun,
but
go
you're being
jam,
free. Like freestyle.
Yeah, and so and it's funny because people ask us how we practice, and we're like, unless we have like a major show, we don't practice because we don't want people to come and see us, and it's like, oh, here's that song again.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who come see us consistently.
Right.
And so I'm like, dude, let's just go up there. Yeah. And I was like, let's just go up there and jam, and maybe they'll hear something different every time. Maybe we won't notice it, but they'd be like, oh, they did something different there. That's cool. They didn't do that last time.
Nice.
So every time we just kind of go up and jam and freestyle it.
That's
and it
cool.
makes it more fun for us. It becomes less like repetitive.
Yeah, like how can we throw them off? Or, let's throw a curveball. Let's try this new one that we really haven't practiced that much.
I have a bad habit of that.
Like just trying it. Like let's just
Dude,
go for it.
I'll be like, all right, hey, or someone will request a song.
Hey, let's try an Eminem song tonight.
So yeah, well, I think the last one we started messing with was Kendrick.
Wait, what song by Kendrick? I don't think I heard that one.
No, we never played it.
Oh.
We did the intro to it.
What's the name of
Humble.
it? Oh, Humble.
And so we started messing around with that, and then I was like, dude, let's just do it. Like it was not good.
Yeah, but like you just wanted
in the moment.
Maybe it'll get better when we're in the under pressure.
And in the moment, I'm like, dude, let's just do it. And I always do that with songs. Like, Tyler Turner will be like, hey, I kind of know this song, and they'll show it to me at the house or whatever, and I'm like, dude, let's just do that song. And sometimes those songs turn out super good, and we're like, dude, and it's on the list, and we play it every time after that. And then some songs we try are just so bad that we never touch them again.
Dang.
It's almost like stand-up.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Like it's almost like a stand-up special. Like you have to feel the crowd out. Sometimes you eat it and you learn from it, and then sometimes it's like, okay, that worked. I'm gonna do that again, or I'm gonna,
People
that
are
song.
funny.
People love that song, so I'm gonna keep doing it.
People are funny.
So I got a question. How do you guys come up with like a set list for like whatever you're playing? You just
We don't.
No,
never. Like I said, for our major shows, like the Whiskey or an album release, we'll have a set list. So, we'll pick a few covers. If we're gonna do any covers, but there's even if we're, like in the moment we're like, all right, we're gonna skip that song, go back to it later. We're gonna do this one right now because it feels right. But for like a brewery show or something, it's just I'll yell out a song. All right, hey, play this next. Because someone likes something.
I'm like that guy in the crowd that's like, play this song.
And I'd be like, all right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
Hey.
But it's just
No, you guys.
Spur of the
That's
moment.
cool though. Like a lot of
That is
bands
cool.
don't do that. They're like, we're going 1, 2, 3.
yeah,
Even if
matter
this
what.
person in the crowd wants this one, they gotta wait till.
yeah.
That's not like, you know, you guys aren't doing like really a service when they're doing that, you know.
No, and
But and it's also a good time too. Like you guys are engaged.
Oh,
Like it
yeah.
makes someone in the crowd feel good when they're like, I want that song. And then you guys play it. And they're like, oh my god, yeah, like they played our song. Like I know that's how I feel. Shoot.
Yeah.
When you get-
I don't know. It's good.
It is. It's a good
like
vibe.
That's
it.
good.
Dude, I've had the best times at your concert.
Yeah.
Seriously. I've never had like such a good time at a concert. Like especially when you for your guys' album release for your first album at the El Rey.
Dude.
Like I had such a good time, man. I had a song from China. He was visiting, and it was like his first
Oh, yeah.
concert.
Yeah.
And
Remember that.
he was just like he was so excited. He was doing like karate kicks in the crowd, like, and like I was doing backflips. Like we were just all like totally like not caring what anyone thought about us, because we knew that everyone there was like there for you guys, and it was like almost like we had that shared community.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like we're just having a good time. Like be goofy, you know, like act a fool. Like you guys are there to like have for us, you know. So it's like it was just like more of like a celebration, you know. Like it was a celebration for me because like you're my first cousin and you're headlining like one of my favorite venues here in Albuquerque. Like how can I not celebrate, you know?
I'm glad you feel that way.
No, really.
No. I was sincere
Yeah.
because like sometimes some of those shows, I mean even brewery shows, like heartbreaking.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because you want this song to sound this way, especially like that where it's your own music, not a cover. Because with a cover, you don't want to exactly play it the way they played it, because then you'll never be as good as the original song. So you
Right.
want to make your own little version of it. But for an original
Like
song,
the Fresh Prince, I like that cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that cover is dope.
doing all
I don't know
uh,
any other bands that cover Fresh Prince Bel Air. So
Yeah.
Dude.
props to you for that.
Yeah, we tried.
That's
dude.
one of the best.
That one was dope. When they pulled it out, I was like,
Dude. Yeah, that's a good one to end with. But like, you know, and then like attendance is a big thing for a show like that, where we're like, dude, we do the math. You know what I mean? We're like, all right, we can fit this many people in this space. You know, and we have 4 months to promote it. Dude, one time we were promoting on the radio on like 2 different radio stations. We spent thousands of dollars for an album release. You know, it was on, I don't even know remember what radio station it was. Thousands of dollars
Like
for
a rock radio
airtime.
station or
Yeah. And the guy told me, he's like, for this duration, this many times per day, for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it was, the likelihood that 800 people will show up is high. Is usually kind of what that would bring.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, dude, 800 people in that place, it would look fuller than heck. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It'd be sick.
For sure.
Like the energy in there would be insane.
Oh, yeah.
It would be
Yeah.
like like going to see someone famous. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And then we realized that it was the last night of the state fair, and it was a fight night, and there just things just kept
what
coming.
venue was that?
This is for the El Rey show.
Oh, that was the El Rey? For
Yeah.
the one that for
It-
the first album release or the second?
Second.
Oh, okay.
And we're just like boom, 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 and all these things just kept coming. I was like, dude. And so like when everyone's there, it's like it's all empty. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But I mean, there was like a little bit of people there, and it was nice. Those shows
Yeah.
are super fun because it is the people who care about you most
Mhm.
who go to a show like that.
Those are the people who are gonna carry you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you, like, even if like you're not seeing the numbers and you're like, oh, it's not filled up.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna just still see the people that are there,
Yeah.
and know that those people have your back. It's better to have 10 people that like have your back than to have like 100 people that are just there for whatever. You know, that's the way I see it. Like me and Brandon even talk about this podcast. We're like, I would rather have 10 to 20 people watch this podcast and have our
Yeah.
back and support us and go do community stuff, than to just have like 1,000 people just here just because it got shared on something.
Yeah.
And, whatever. So I don't know.
It's funny that you say that because me and the boys, if you asked us like, do we ever feel like the best show we've ever played? We would all answer the same thing. The best to this day, the best, more than the whiskey, more than any place. Is this place in Scottsdale, Arizona called the Rogue Bar.
Rogue Bar?
The Rogue Bar, yeah.
That sounds pretty sick.
That sounds sick.
And it's like,
Tomorrow?
Do it.
I wish, dude. They're closed.
Oh, what?
We got
You
to
guys
play
closed
there
it
though.
down, huh?
That we shut it down. No, but we got to play. We played there twice. So the first West Coast tour and the second West Coast tour. The first West Coast tour.
Where is it by? In Arizona?
In Scottsdale.
Oh, so it's right in Scottsdale?
Yeah, but it's not in the fancy Scottsdale.
Okay. When
It's
I think
like-
of Scottsdale, I think of like super high-end people.
It's like a normal place.
It's a-
It's like industrial district, like you
Nice,
know.
yeah.
It's a cool spot. A little dive bar, cool stage. It's small, and I saw the pictures and I was like, dude, that looks like a place you want to go hang out, you know. And it was super cool. And there was, you know, our uncle and auntie went with us, and dude, there was 5 people, 6 people at the bar. Didn't they come for us? We didn't sell any tickets. You know what I mean? We made what money at the door because those people just wanted to come in and drink because they liked the bar. And our great uncle, our uncle Frank, who's a musician, who got us like into music and told us, just do it, go for it, try it. You know?
I've heard about Uncle Frank. He's a legend, huh?
Oh, dude, he's the man. And so he always told us, he's like, you never know who's in the crowd, so always play like there's someone in the crowd. You never know who someone is. You never know by looking at them that there's someone tied to music or something. And so for that show, we're like, dude, there's no one here. We're all bummed out. And then we were like, oh, Uncle Frank. You know, what if one of those 5 guys is someone connected to music, dude? And that was the best show we ever played. None of those guys was anything. You know what I mean? Cool. But we played for our uncle and auntie, and you know, for those 5-6 people, and then the bartender. Nice. We played the best show we've ever played.
That's
and then they closed down, and he wanted us to, and then the second tour we went and played again. And he's like, dude, I love having you guys. He's like, when are you coming back through? I said, well, we're just going to California for like 3 weeks, and then we're coming back. And when we were coming back, it was their last weekend being open. And he's like, can you guys come back and play one more time? Dang. And I was like, dude, if, you know, we'll see how traveling works. I said, if we're back in town, we'll do it. You know, we'll jam your last weekend of being open. How cool is that?
Yeah.
And
that'd be so sick.
We had some RV troubles, and we just.
You weren't able to do it because that was the last time you did it.
But it was cool. We got to play there last. You know,
that's cool.
The last month they were open.
That's really good advice.
That is, yeah.
That's all it takes is the 1 year to hear it.
Yeah.
You know.
That's how it happens.
That's really how it happens.
It's simple.
1 ear, one handshake, one. You know, numbers come after that one handshake or that one person.
Yep.
You know, numbers. It's just the thing, man. Like connection is the main thing. You know.
Dude, we met this. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'll go.
Okay.
So we get out of the whiskey. You know, they kick everyone out because it's 1 in the morning, 1:30 in the morning. So we're packing up all our gear, and Mom and Dad went to pull up the RV, so we just pulled up the RV on stinking Sunset Boulevard on the side of the road, dude, and we're loading up gear, and there's like a little Irish pub next door to the whiskey, and this guy comes out. Him and his buddy are messed up, drinking, and he's like, hey, can we do a funny video? He just had this idea, and we're like, who the heck is this guy? He's like, can we just do this funny video? My friend wants to film me. He's like, can you honk your horn, your RV horn, and I'm gonna dance to it. So I was like, this guy's out of his dang mind. You know what I mean? So I was like, and Sunset Boulevard is like, there's other kinds of eclectic people there. And so I told Dad, I was like, this guy wants to dance to you honking the horn. So Dad's like, 2 o'clock in the morning in the middle of Sunset Boulevard, Dad's all beep, 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 making tunes. And he's just having a blast, and this guy's like dancing. Dad'll stop, and he'll stop, and then Dad, they'll keep starting and stopping.
Going with the honk.
Yeah, it was super funny. We were all sitting there watching it, and then he said, you guys just played here, right? And we're like, yeah, we got the headline. He's like, dude, that's so sick. He said, all right, I'm gonna tag you in this post and shout you guys out. And so we're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, thanks, man. It's cool of you. And he's all, me and my girlfriend have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and we're like, oh, no way, this dude's sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's all, we got clout.
Yeah.
He's all, we got the power.
He's all trash. He's all messed up. So we're like, oh, dude, yeah, sick. That'd be awesome, dude. Thank you so much. And then like driving down the road, and he tags us in this post. And sure enough, him and his wife have her girlfriend have their own like TV show.
Wow!
Like and they're famous. Like,
how's their TV show? What is it?
It's like a reality show almost. But people were commenting on our post or on his post
of you guys
and sharing it to us, and they're like, "We followed this guy and his girlfriend, and we saw that he tagged you guys in it, and we freaking lost our minds." You know what I mean? We're like, people know who these people are from home. We're like, that's pretty crazy.
Dang.
And so we start sharing it all over everything. We're like, check out, I think his name was Bo. And yeah, so we're like, dude, we're on his Instagram, you know, and he was like, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yeah.
But I was like, he wasn't lying. He actually did tag us in it. And
you just caught him on a night. He was just fucking
feeling good, dude.
Up, you know?
Yeah. He made a mistake, dude. But no, like, stuff like that, you never know. So we were like, oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
and then
cool,
we're
though.
like,
What the
wait a
heck?
minute.
But like that pays off. You guys were like, you know, just doing something nice, just letting this guy have his funny moment.
Yeah.
And
It
it's
was funny. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
mean,
enjoyed it.
Even if
It's 2 a.m. Like, you guys could have just been jokes and been like, get the heck out of here.
Dude.
You know, like, dude, what are you doing?
You have those
here?
moments
Go.
too, but
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they pay off, huh?
yeah. There's
So,
this.
how's the dad life, dude?
Yeah.
Dude.
Just had a kid recently.
Yeah, it'll be a year.
Yeah.
It'll be a year next. Wait, are we? Yeah, we're in July.
Yeah.
It's 4th of July tomorrow.
Ollie, dude. He almost got a
Dude,
beard.
he's gonna be. No,
He's like
he
his
has
daddy.
more chest hair than I do, dude. No, he's gonna be a year this month.
That's
Nice.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Congrats.
It's wild. It's so cool.
It is
It's
so
weird.
Dude, he looks just like you.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Insane.
Dude, I can't see it.
Really?
Yo, you know what? So, if you take a picture of me with him, I can't see it.
Mhm.
But I was hanging at Tom's house, my older brother, and
Mhm.
he's like, "Dude, check out this picture I found." And he holds up this picture, and I was like, you know, Oliver doesn't. Why is he in those clothes?
Yeah.
He's like, "This
Yeah.
is you, dude." And I was like, "Oh shoot!" I was like, "I see it. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
it." Because when I was young, I had straight hair,
Mhm.
and now I have this mess.
Like
but
nappy.
dude,
Nappy, dude.
it's
Tim-
wool. It's wool, dude.
Tim used to like dare me. He's like, I bet you can't run your fingers through my hair. He's like,
You get
can't."
stuck, dude. And I'll be all,
nappy, dude.
It's bad. But fireworks, dude.
We're in the hood.
I know, it's all good.
There's like gunshots.
3 pops and we're still alive, so we're good. I'm
Let's
just
go,
kidding.
baby.
But yeah, it's super cool, and like to see him like do things.
Do you see things that like you kind of are like, whoa?
It's weird. Like I'll sit there, and it's like funny, like little things like for me, and I'm like, dude, that's so sick. You know what I mean? He'll sit there and he'll just like cross his legs, and whenever I'm just like kicking back on the couch, I cross my legs, and I'm like, how is that a thing? Like he
Yeah.
crosses his legs. He's a baby.
Sponge, dude.
Yeah, and so I'm like, that's
Sponge.
so weird.
Yeah.
Just things like that. Dude, we can sit there.
Is he like mumbling? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and stuff,
mama,
like crazy?
dad. Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, you see him run around his little walker.
The first time you heard him say dad was just like blown. Were you blown away?
It's weird.
Like, did you almost cry?
It's like not real.
Were you almost like
Damn.
crying? Like, this
Well,
kid just
'cause-
said my name, and I am his dad.
Dude. I remind myself that every day. But dude, that guy loves music probably more than I love music.
Dang.
I'll put him there, and I'll, like whenever Anna leaves, I'll turn it up extra loud. I'll turn up the subwoofer so he can like feel it,
Mhm.
and I'll put him there in his little walker, and I'll put on Tool.
Nice.
And
Whoa.
dude, so there's a video of Danny Carey, the drummer. I think they just released this video online.
The drummer
he's-
of Tool?
Yeah, and it's like a
Did
super.
they just come out with an album last year?
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Yeah.
Dude, this
In
whole
first
thing.
in like 12 years, right?
Yeah, it's a long time. And so they have this video of him playing drums to their song Numa. And I'll put it on, and he'll hear it, and he'll watch this guy play drums and not even like move. And he's a baby. He's always running around wanting to touch things or whatever.
Yeah.
But when that song comes on or a couple other songs, he just like stops and he won't move. He'll watch the entire video.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And dirt bike videos.
No way.
Dude,
Like Nitro Circus
He'll
type
hear.
stuff?
Oh, dude. So we follow this guy on YouTube, Buttery Films.
I'm done with him.
Dude,
Is he a young cat or what?
yeah, he's probably mid-20s,
Mhm.
late 20s. Him and his buddies just messing around on bikes all day, you know?
That's sick.
And, dude, I'll put that on. I'll say, son, do you want to go watch Buttery? He knows, dude. And we'll go, and he won't even move. Put him on my lap in front of the computer and we'll watch dirt bike videos for
That's
hours. Not
Dang.
hours, but like an hour. Because he gets up early, like 5:30 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, like sleeping in for me now.
Yeah.
So I'll get up with him and I'll get a cup of coffee, I'll get him some water or juice or whatever, and we'll sit there in front of the computer and watch YouTube videos.
That's
And
sick.
chills. And then Anna will wake up and then he goes like, boom, mom mode. You know?
Yeah.
Mom,
Like,
never
mom's
mind.
up, like,
Yeah. So, but no, it's
she's got more to offer.
Yeah.
She can feed me.
Right?
She
Yeah.
can feed me.
But no,
That's
it's
cool.
wild.
I can't even imagine like
Yeah.
having like a mini version of me and like just watching it grow. I'm like, dang.
That has to be true.
Like that human being is half of me.
Dude,
You know, like half of me.
it's wild.
Like no matter what I do, that human being will still act like me in some way, talk like me.
That's so weird how to think about.
Yeah.
It'll change your life in more than a couple ways, for sure.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I already know it will when the second it happens.
Like my thing, more than like, because when we had him, I'm a very emotional person, but when we had him, I didn't cry. Like I got teary eyed for a moment, but I was just like, amazed. I wasn't emotional for some reason, and Anna always hacks on me for that. But like to see him, I'm like, dude, this is wild.
Yeah.
Like it's wild. But for
like you almost can't even really react because you're still like
In awe.
yeah, like you don't know how
Yeah.
to because it doesn't seem real.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't seem real, how can you like cry or do anything? Like you just like,
dude,
like, this seems like a dream almost.
I'll tell him now, like whenever I leave, this afternoon, I was like, all right, son, I'm leaving, and I was like, give me a kiss, and he'll close his eyes and go like that. And I'm like, dude, he knows, like he knows, and so I'll give him a kiss, give Anna a kiss, and whatever. But for like being a husband and a dad and a man in general, having a kid made you like watching me and Anna, Oliver watching us. He's gonna pick up so many things in his life with his relationships from us 1st. Like, so how am I gonna treat my wife every day?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like a super huge thing. It's so simple. It's so simple.
But like
It's huge.
the kids don't even know language, but body language speaks louder than anything.
Yeah.
So like just by the way that you like, if you brush her off or something, he's gonna be like, oh, okay, that's normal.
And yeah.
Or, you know,
This
oh,
is
my dad
normal.
does that. Okay, I'll do that to all the girls.
Yeah, it's wild because it changes the way of thinking. 'Cause
Yeah.
you never think of that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
then I'm like, dude, he's gonna see us. He's gonna see us how we interact with each other every single day, and that's how he's gonna be like, oh well, that's just how everyone does it. You know what I mean? But it's not how everyone does it.
Yeah.
Everyone's different. And Mom always said like, because I'm super easygoing, never stressed most of the time.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Like go with the flow type.
Yeah, and Anna's pretty much the same way, and so she's like, Oliver's so happy and calm because you guys have always been happy and calm. And I was like, that makes sense. So like that's what he knows is
That's cool.
happy and calm.
Yeah.
And
That's what you want, man.
dude,
Yeah.
You don't want your kid lashing out.
the only time he's starting to get an attitude, dude.
Oh, so he's starting to
He
kind of test it a
knows.
little bit.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Testing
let
the
me see
waters.
what happens when I do this.
I'll say because he'll walk around the entire house now in his little thing, and he likes to go.
Like a little walker thing.
Yeah, he'll go around everywhere to chase the dog, everything. It's hilarious. But he likes to go to the trash can and lift the lid and just play with it. And like, son, that's dirty. No. And I'll pull his hand away. And then I'll go sit back down and he'll like watch me and then start playing with it again. And I'll say, son, no. I'll raise my voice. And he'll sit up and then he won't do it for a second and he'll wait and he'll just be looking at it. And then he'll do it again. So I'll sit and I'll pull his cart.
Dang.
And then I was like, son. And he looked at me and I stood up because he knew I was going to move him. And he took off running. And I was like, this little punk, dude, he knows exactly
He
what
knows
he's
it ain't
doing.
right.
Yeah, he knows, dude. It's so smart. It's so
Yeah.
weird.
It's crazy how like much information kids can like soak in.
Yeah.
Like nothing goes to waste from like 1 to 5. Nothing they don't lose anything. Everything stays in. Like every interaction, everything is just like, oh, this works, this doesn't, this. Like they're just like they don't even know how to talk yet, and they're like acting out. It's kind of crazy.
Dude.
I'm worried to have kids, bro. Oh, now it's thinking about it.
Oh, dude.
They come back 10 times worse. Dude.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding.
It is what it is.
Everyone makes
I
mistakes,
think
dude.
like
No,
it really depends on like how you parent them.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, it
Because
is.
you could get kids.
Like
that
what you
are
said,
the
just
worst.
calm. He knows calm and.
Everyone makes
Now-
mistakes, too.
And that's how you learn too.
Yeah.
You can't shelter your kids.
That's true.
Like I know people who are overly sheltered, and it's like mess them up too.
Then they come out crazy.
Well, and then they want to rebel, because like just how like your kid wants to rebel because of what you're telling him. Imagine sheltering a kid all their life, and then
letting
they like
them-
finally get a chance to like step out. They're gonna go crazy.
It was like
A little taste of the glory.
yeah, it's like
Hey,
what is it
see what it
called?
tastes like.
Like the private school kids, like when they let them out and you just see them all running around all crazy. Yeah, bro, what? Where do these guys come from? You guys go to that school?
Freaking pious kids.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the St. Mary's kids. They get to blend, dude. Those are the craziest people you know.
Dude, that's not the truth, dude. That is the truth.
Dude. There's a lot going on right now, honestly. We're seeing a lot of our family members having kids and stuff. It's kind of crazy to think. You know, to think that we were once kids growing up together. You know, most of my childhood, I remember always being with Tim.
Yeah.
Our parents were like always like in like a Bible study or hanging out, and then like the kids were always just like doing whatever the heck.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like growing up.
Yeah.
And like me and Tim, we were like the younger generation. Like yeah, we had Tyler Kane like below us and like a couple other kids, but like we were like the younger ones. Like we had Tom, we had Nate Kane, and like those kids were like
Nate Bland.
Yeah, Nate Blanton,
James.
James Blanton. Like we were way younger than them, and they would like. I think that made us tougher, huh?
Oh, 100%.
Because like they were kind of bullies in some way, and like that made us draw closer to each other too. Because we're like, can't let
Well,
these guys have.
I guess we're doing it.
Yeah, I'm like, you know what?
Happened a
And then
lot.
remember Nate came pushed you on the tractor and you cut your head open.
Dude.
Dude, I'll never forget. Like that was my first like freak out moment as a kid. I looked at Tim's head, and his head was literally just split, dude, like down his forehead.
Yeah, you can still see the scar a little bit.
No, but like I saw it the first moment. But you know how like when you see a cut and it's split so quick you don't see it bleed? It was like flesh, and then Tim's like, and I looked at it and I just saw blood go down
Dude.
his head, dude.
So I don't remember everything about that night.
Yeah, because you got freaking destroyed.
Well, that's why I am the way I am. Dude, sometimes I think that. Like, what if, you know, because like football players, they're
what if
always
you took
in
one
a
shot that like.
jack me up. That's why I am the
Don't
way
use
I
it
am
as an
now.
excuse.
Dude, well, I'm sorry I got hit in the head. But you know that is a thing. Like football players, like, oh yeah, we're always innovating helmets and
Do
stuff
you remember we
because
used
too
to
many
play football
blows.
together?
Yaffle?
Do you remember we used to exchange? We would exchange PlayStation codes.
No,
You don't?
I wasn't there, guy. You had
No,
an Xbox.
you were. You gave me a book, like a binder with
Oh,
PlayStation
cheat codes.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like PlayStation Plus
No.
codes, and I was like, I don't think that was
No,
around
cheat codes.
that.
Dude, I will never forget going to Yaffle practices, and me and Tim were on the same
Dude.
team, and Tim gave me like a
Martin,
binder of like
Martin,
lined, yeah, Martin, and Tim gave me a binder full of like X circle, Y circle, X, and it's like this unlocks a helicopter, X, like, dude, for PlayStation games, and this was before the internet. This was
Yeah.
before you could YouTube, like, how do you get to this?
It's true.
So Tim was like the freaking drug dealer of like the football ground. Like,
Dude.
hey dog,
We got the codes.
he's like, you like Spider-Man? He's like, you want to fly forever? No, I'm just
Dude.
kidding.
You know what game had the best cheat codes? It was The Matrix.
Ooh.
Best cheat
What
code.
about Grand Theft Auto though? Too?
Well, yeah,
That took it.
that's up there.
What was the Matrix? What were the codes for that one? I never got there. Like, could you just fly?
Oh, dude, you never died. All the guns, like everything.
Just everything
So
possible.
you could just play the full game in a night, so you didn't have to worry about playing it right.
Damn.
You just go and just kill
Yeah,
it.
the Matrix was sick.
What were we talking
What
about
was
before
it?
this though?
I don't know.
Football,
football,
sports, memories.
cheat
Oh,
codes.
my head.
Yeah, your head.
So I
Dude,
remember.
I-
Yeah, no, that was way off. But I remember when I hit my head, I felt like lightheaded, and I was like, oh, it's, you know, I just hit my head.
Do you see the scar still?
Yeah.
Is
And
it that one?
yeah, it's a little guy.
Yep.
It's little, but
But it was bad, dude. When he was little, it was that size still.
yeah, it's like, well, yeah, I said it was like a hole like that. But
Oof.
I remember like being like lightheaded and like whoa, kind of disoriented. And then I walked around because the families were getting ready to
You walked in
leave.
the trailer with the lights on.
Yeah, and I walked into the light, and then I felt something on my forehead. And I was like, oh, it's weird, and I touched it, and I saw purple. I didn't see red, and I was like, what the heck is that? And then everyone started screaming and freaking out, and then it went into my eyes, and I couldn't see anymore.
I remember seeing you. I remember seeing that moment. I remember Tim discovering it. And then I remember him seeing that, and he was like, ah! And then I was like, ah! We were all screaming, dude.
And after
and then
that,
your mom like grabbed you and was like, ah, we're going to
Dude.
the hospital.
we met up with the ambulance. They wrapped my head, went to the hospital, and I don't remember
I remember seeing you in the hospital and you were like all messed up.
Dude, I don't remember any. Well, I remember the light, like the light they have pointed on you when they're working on you.
Yeah.
I just remember the light. I don't remember anything. And then I woke up the next day, and my grandparents and my forehead is swollen.
You didn't look. I remember seeing you the next day, and I was scared because he didn't look like him.
Dude,
I was like,
I was jacked.
I didn't want to talk. I was scared to talk to you because you didn't look like yourself, and I was like, oh my god, I lost my best friend.
That's why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
That's why I am the way I am.
You never been the same.
Never been the same. It wasn't as funny.
Rest in peace.
Rip. Dude, do you remember having like speaking of the 4th of July? Do you remember shooting Roman candles, having wars?
Oh yeah, Roman candle.
Did you have Roman candle wars?
with Boogie?
Oh yeah.
That homie would always just say, "Let's see how fast he can run, dude." And the next thing you'll see Roman candles fly when it hits me.
That and what hurt, but it was totally worth it, was bottle rockets holding onto a bottle rocket. And it burns for a second, but it's fun.
Oh, like who has the balls? Like hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4th of July, man.
Do you remember like? I just remember growing up always being like in life or death situations, bro. Like even with dogs and like fireworks and like explosives. I remember us getting gunpowder and building a bomb. I remember, like we had a bunch of gunpowder. We're like, we got gunpowder. This makes bombs. I remember. And like we were like, if we compact it, like we were like legitly trying to make a bomb to like blow up a mailbox or something.
Your goals, dude.
Yeah, like goals. Like let's see if we could destroy the neighbor's mailbox.
Dude, I remember one time. I found a bullet in the yard, and I was like, I don't know where. It came. Maybe it was one of Dad's or someone's.
Yeah.
I just found it in the yard. And I was like, oh, and we had a fire, dude.
Ooh.
Bunch of people at the house. We were having a
Yeah.
party. And I was like,
knows?
oh, cool little firecracker. Like, that's what I thought I was going to do. And I threw the bullet in the fire, dude, thinking it was just going to be like, and it went off like a gunshot. And, dude, I've never, like, seen Dad get so mad so fast. He said, what was that? I said, I found a bullet and I threw it in the fire. And he's all, what? Like, 0 to 100. He's like, that shot somewhere. Like, you shot the bullet off. And
You don't know.
He's like,
you could have killed someone. There,
yeah. Dude, like thinking of like moments like that where I'm like, dude, that would have changed my entire life.
Dude, I'll never forget the moment because like remember whenever airsoft guns came out? Like me and Tim like were like dedicated.
Don't even
airsoft
listen to
warriors.
this story.
And so me and
Dedicated
Tim-
So
Airsoft
dramatic, dude.
warriors.
So dramatic.
and I'll never forget.
So dramatic.
Tim
This is a
shot
lie,
an airsoft in the camper. It hit the window and it went in my eye, dude.
dude, it's so mad. It was like, it's not funny anymore for him.
No, I swear I saw it at the back of my eyelid.
He was all, it's in my eye, freaking out.
I
It's in
saw
my eye,
it.
it's
It
in
was
my
the
eye,
yellow
it's in
thing
my
that
eye.
popped out.
It popped out, dude. Never mind
It's
your
still
eye.
in there.
Dude, that's why you are the way you are. Well, dude, he's like, get it out. I'm like, there's nothing in your eye. And I was like, it might have hit your eye, but it's not stuck in there.
Messed up.
No.
Oh no.
I could
Bad
just see
shape,
Tim
dude.
aiming directly in my eye.
You just shut up, dude.
I wonder, like, my aim's that good. I ricocheted off at 10 things.
We would like in his camper there was a top bunk and a bottom bunk, and there was like a mirror, and me and Tim would like try and hit each other off the mirror all night, like while we're hanging out, like
Do we?
think like, and it would like hit each other, and then eventually one just landed right in my eye.
Kill shot, dude.
Kill shot.
But I bet you if I don't know if we still have the camper or not. But I bet you if we did,
Oh, it's
there's
probably
still
airsoft.
BBs in
Yo.
there, dude.
We would just shoot off,
God,
dude.
you remember all that beef jerky we ate that night?
Oh yeah.
That big
All the
old,
what?
That beef jerky in the pillowcase.
Oh yeah. So like when his dad would kill a deer, he would like he would do all the jerky like in one go, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So he would have like a giant pillow sack filled of jerky, like giant.
Yeah.
And me and Tim went through one entire one in one
Dude,
night.
It was so good.
So my feet were swollen, my hands were swollen from the sodium.
Dude,
Like
it's the
just
truth.
like just eating jerky for like 4 days straight, dude, like savages.
It's so good.
It's
Totally,
so good.
totally worth
I
it.
loved. I remember like you got me into skating, and I took skating on all through college.
Dude.
Like people don't think of me as a skater because like I'm such a country boy or whatever. But like I had a skateboard all for my first 4 years of college, and I would take my skateboard everywhere and ride it, and it was just from going to the skate park with you and Mylan. I remember whenever you and Mylan started a band in high school, and I was like the roadie. Like I was just the
Dude.
guy that like couldn't really play an instrument.
Yeah.
but I would like dabble with everything, and like we would play like behind like Erica Porter's house.
Yeah, Nick
And,
Paul's house.
Oh yeah, Nick. So Nick lived right by Erica, huh?
Yeah, they were back to back.
Yeah. So Erica would invite like her friends, and they would just all like watch us like have like band sessions, huh? And you'd play the drums, and we would just like.
You all jam.
Yeah, like just jam. It wasn't even like recording or nothing. It was like we're gonna have a jam sesh. Like
That's
those are
right.
hangout sessions, huh?
If we
Like,
had
we're gonna have a
filmed,
jam sesh.
if we could probably look up back on those, it'd probably be some of the funniest
Oh yeah.
videos ever.
Me, you, and Mylan.
Mylan's Miss Mylan. How's he doing? He's in North Carolina,
Good,
right?
Yeah, it's good.
Mylan's
We'll get
Same
him on.
as
We'll get him
living.
on as soon as he can get down here.
Dude.
All right, guys. What do you guys think? You got everything to plug, Tim? Instagram, Gershom Brothers. We're gonna drop a link under this YouTube video of one of your guys' YouTube videos,
Sick.
one of your music videos. So if you guys are interested in the Gershom Brothers music, click on the link in the description. Our friend Mylan is the one who recorded it a lot of it with the drone. It's probably one of my favorite music videos. And guys, go down the rabbit hole. Like, you guys' band is amazing.
Yeah, it is.
You guys, I could just go on and on, honestly. You know, you have anything to plug, Brandon? Guys, buy our shirts.
Yeah. Against the shirts.
Buy his shirts.
They're out.
You don't have to, but
Yeah.
Buy that
cool.
shirt.
They're cool. Buy this shirt too. All right, guys. Episode 14. One for the books. I love you.
Love you too, man.
Later, man.
Thanks for
Yeah,
having
Timmy.
Sucker.
Woo!